Hi, this is Lauren Younger at the University of Dallas Cowan Blakely Memorial Library. This video tutorial is a brief introduction to locating tools that will help you cite resources using the Chicago Manual of Style. This tutorial is focused on the 17th edition of the Chicago Manual of Style and specifically on the notes and bibliography style. This may be useful for your history, philosophy, religion, and your art classes at UD. To find a list of the print and the digital copies of the style manuals, you're going to visit the library website, udallas.edu/library, and then / again and type in the word resources to get to this page. By scrolling down slightly on this page, you'll see a link for citation style guides. Go ahead and click on that link. Here you'll see the location of style guides in physical copies that you can use in the library. For example, here is the call number for the Chicago Manual of Style, 17th edition. And you will also see a link to the online edition of the Chicago Manual of Style, which the UD Library subscribes to. Click on that link. That's what we're going to look at today. So which style should you choose? In the notes bibliography style, citations are provided as footnotes or as endnotes and accompanied by a bibliography list at the end of your paper. This is the style that you want. There is another version of Chicago style, the author date style, and that uses parentheticals inside the body of the paper. This style is sometimes used in the social sciences, but it is rarely used at the University of Dallas at all, and we are not going to cover that style in this tutorial. Go ahead and click on Go to Notes and Bibliography Style. The page you've been taken to has some examples of the most commonly cited types of sources, and you'll see the first example here for books includes the note you would put at the bottom of your page, as well as the shortened note you would place in your paper the second time you use that same exact source, as well as an example of the bibliography entry that you would place at the end of your paper. You can scroll down this page to view other examples, or you can use the navigation pane here on the right side to jump straight to a different type of source. So let's take a look at journal article. If I wanted to cite a journal article in Chicago 17th edition notes bibliography style, this is how I would cite that article the very first time that I used it. This is how I would cite the article the second time that I used it. You'll see a shortened note the second time you use it. And then if I wanted to cite that same article in my bibliography list, this is the information that I would use. You are not limited in Chicago style in this online manual to these source types here on the right side of the screen. If you're looking for a different type of source, you can use the search bar up here in the gray box on the right-hand side to search for a source that you're looking for. Let's say I am trying to cite a work of art and I don't know how to do that. I can simply type in that information here into the search box. I'm going to type in citing art and hit enter or the magnifying glass to search. And I'll get the results that will help me cite paintings, photographs, or sculptures. Click here to see examples of how I might cite those different types of artworks. You might be prompted to log in at this point with your UD network ID and password as you try and access the Manual of Style online. And if you do get that prompt, remember your UD network ID is the beginning of your email address before the @ sign, and your password is your 900 number. If you would like to see video tutorials with more in-depth instructions on how to search the Chicago Manual of Style online, you can click right here on Help and Tools and then on Video Tutorials. Next, I'd like to remind you of a tool that many of you like to use to find example papers of how you would format your paper in Chicago style. And that is the website, the Online Writing Lab at Purdue University in Indiana. You can type into your browser owl.purdue.edu and click on Online Writing Lab, or you can simply just Google OWL at Purdue Chicago example papers, and you'll get to the same page that we're going to head to. Despite the many advertisements that appear on this website, the Online Writing Lab is a tremendous resource. You can scroll down a little bit to Chicago Guide, and remember we are looking for the Notes Bibliography style. You'll see right here Chicago Manual of Style Notes Bibliography Sample Paper. Go ahead and click on that link. Here is an example paper that's annotated to explain why it's been formatted this particular way. I can see my cover page and then the body of my paper. This is a great way to look at how those footnotes are going to be formatted. On page 22 of the example paper, I will see an example of what the bibliography list would look like. I see that the list is in alphabetical order by the last name of the authors. The list is indented an inch away from the margin, and the second line is another ½ inch indented. There's an extra space between each source, but the sources themselves are single spaced. And those are some common things you just want to watch out for and make sure that you get right when you're formatting your bibliography list. I'd like to tell you about one final tool that might help you with your citations, and that is RefWorks. A word of caution, RefWorks and other citation generation tools make mistakes. The software programs are not perfect, so you want to definitely use them with a grain of salt and go back and check over the work. But you're welcome to create a RefWorks account for free with your University of Dallas email account. That is something that is free for you as a UD student. I'll show you my account so you can decide if you want one for yourself. You'll visit refworks.proquest.com, and if you do not have an account, you can scroll down to the very bottom of the screen, click on Create Account, and use your University of Dallas email address and any password that you choose. I'll go ahead and log into my account so that you can see what it looks like. If you've added resources to your RefWorks account from our databases, you can simply select the resources that you want to add to a bibliography list by clicking on the box to the left of the resource name, and then click Create Bibliography 2 times, and a bibliography page will be generated for you in the style of your choice. The last style I used was MLA 8th edition, and RefWorks remembers that, but we want Chicago Notes Bibliography style, so I can either search for that style here. Remember, we want the 17th edition, or I can scroll down on my list and simply choose it if it's something I've used recently. And just like that, RefWorks has formatted these 3 sources into a bibliography page for me. And again, a reminder, this program is not perfect. If you do use RefWorks or another program to help you format your citations, you need to take time and look them over and make sure that those citations are correct before you submit them at the end of your paper. This tutorial was a quick introduction into the resources that the library has that can help you with the Notes Bibliography version of the Chicago Manual of Style 17th edition. Reminder, librarians cannot edit your work or help you to write your papers, but we can point you in the right direction of the resources that you need. If you have any questions, about accessing the online version of the Chicago Manual of Style, please feel free to contact the library reference desk. You can reach a librarian by email at reference@udallas.edu, by texting 972-325-5336, by calling 972-721-5315, or you are always welcome to just stop by the library and ask for help. No appointments needed.